Hi and welcome back everybody. Today we're going to make what could be a gift or just some home decor or whatever you want to make it. I came up with this idea a couple of weeks ago, and at my local Hobby Lobby they had these little charcuterie boards and they're pretty nice. And then I also picked up a little set of spoons, and there's 6 in the package. Now the charcuterie boards were supposed to be $2.49 and I got them 40% off. And then the little set of spoons was $3.99 and I was able to get those, like I said, at 40% off. So the first thing that I did was sand a little bit. Still needs a little bit here. Sand a little bit just so that it's nice and smooth on the top, okay? All right. And then I covered the top of them in Mod Podge. Let those sit for about 20 minutes. I found a couple of really cute phrases on my Cricut design space. In this kitchen, we lick the spoon. And then the other one is, life is too short, lick the spoon. So I have about 8 of these. Well, I have 8 of these to do. And now that the Mod Podge is dry and everything seems smooth, I'm going to go ahead and do a quick wipe down. Make sure I've got all my dust off. I'm going to take my, oh, I guess this black is kind of hard to see. I'm going to take my transfer tape and I'm going to put it on my leg. I know that sounds silly. I'm going to put it down on my leg and then I'm going to pull it off. It helps take off a little bit of the sticky so that it makes it a little bit easier to use. Now I'm going to apply that to my vinyl. Now I did make some of these where I used HTV and it worked and everything, but I kind of ended up liking what this looked like better. It was a little bit easier to do. So let's take off our transfer tape, peel that back carefully, roll it back on itself if needed. I kind of wiggle it back and forth. You can see I used a brayer and I kind of made sure I pushed all that down in the beginning, but it doesn't mean it's always going to hold. So carefully peel back your transfer tape. Okay. And now we have our little saying. Now I'm going to just make sure that this is straight. It's pretty good. No, it doesn't. If you don't put it down real hard, you might be able to pull it back up. I was a little bit off to the side here. Now you can measure this, and I did that on the other ones, but I had a hard time getting the pencil marks off. So I think it's just as easy to look at it. I think I want to bring it up on this side just a tiny bit. Okay. Sometimes I'll even take my fingers and go across it. So we're going to make sure that we have this down really well. And then carefully peel it back. I was having trouble with it. I couldn't figure out why. I had the little charcuterie board was turned upside down. It wasn't on the side that I had done my Mod Podge on. So come on. Wiggle it back and forth if you need to. Just take your time. Go back over it. Roll it. And there you go. Got one little bit here that I want to look at. The E. Okay, so I'm going to do one more quick coat of Mod Podge. Just a very light coat. Not the light coat I was looking for. While I'm at it, I think I'm going to take this off. We're going to use ribbon anyway. All right. Happens every time. Very light. Okay. Now I'm going to let this sit for just a minute. And in the meantime, I'll go ahead and do one of the other ones because I have plenty of Mod Podge out. All right. This one has the Mod Podge on this side. So let's do one of the other ones. Life is short. Lick the spoon. And you can reuse your transfer tape until it won't stick. I might not get all 8 of these done at the same time with one piece of transfer tape, but I should probably get at least a couple. All right, I'm gonna carefully start pulling back. Put this here where you can see what I'm doing. And the smaller the letters, the harder it sometimes is to even weed, just because they're so tiny, they're easy to lose. And see how I'm just pushing it back in on itself. Go back on this. And just slowly work your way down. There we go. Let's do this one. All right. So we're going to line it up. I'm going to look at it. And that looks good to me, so I'm going to burnish it down. And I'm going to carefully start pulling that back. If there's anything that doesn't look as though it is holding, go back over and do it again. And there we go. All right, with my ton of Mod Podge, we'll just go ahead and go over this one. I like to let these sit for about 15 minutes so that they are nice and dry to the touch. All right, I'll be right back. Let's start with this one. Okay, we're going to incorporate the cute little spoon, and we're going to tie it right up on here. Now, I bought homespun, which is like the old-fashioned looking fabrics, and I've got them all in a mess right now because I've been thumbing through them. But what we're going to do is, I'm just going to grab this red and white. Oh, only need one. All right, now I'm going to cut right here, and then I'm going to tear it. And we only need a little bit, so we're going to probably be about so wide. Then I am going to wrap the spoon in it, tie a knot. Good grief, my fingers are just not working today. Make sure your ribbon is long enough to where you can get this wrapped around here. And then I'm going to take it and wrap it, tie it in the back. I hope you can see that. And then I'm going to cut it fairly short because now we're going to put a hanger on it up here, up on the top. So what I want to do is get it through this way. And if I can't get it to go through, I grab a pair of scissors and push it through. So now I can take and push that through here. And then I can make a little tie in it, and I leave just a little bit of a space so that it can be used also as a hook. And then we're going to cut those fairly short too. So there it is. I think it turned out great. Saw these charcuterie boards a while ago at Hobby Lobby and just couldn't figure out what to do with them, but I knew I had to just come up with some idea. So I have got 7 more of these to do. Thanks for stopping in.